I want to know what I've been thinking about lately. A lot of people know what a lifespan is, but not a lot of people know what a vision span is. I find that to be interesting. I find that to be dangerous because it's crazy that that's a fact in life because a lot of people don't understand that a vision span has a very big influence, a very big impact on the quality of your life in general. See what I'm saying? You know, a vision span is basically how far you can see into the future for yourself, how far you can see your dreams under pressure, how far you can see into the future under pressure. You see what I'm saying? And that's key because everybody goes through pressure in life. Everybody has moments, has obstacles in their life. And all these obstacles, all these hard times is pressure. You see what I'm saying? And to be honest, people nowadays are walking around with no vision at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's because people are operating from not knowing ourselves. It's hard to live a peaceful, a high quality, you know what I'm saying, live to your highest potential if you don't know yourself. You see what I'm saying? How do you know what you want for yourself when you don't even know who you are? Think about that. It's very difficult, very really not, will never happen. You feel what I'm saying? And one that's not living a life for themselves is living a life that other people want you to live. And you'll never have peace within that, you see? And I understand that once somebody has that self-knowledge, you feel what I'm saying, has the capabilities of seeing or having a future, you feel what I'm saying, have the capabilities of seeing a vision, having a dream. Because a lot of people live day to day without that capability because they don't have the capacity, they don't have the awareness to see the bigger picture in life while dealing with the day-to-day pressures. You know what I'm saying? So once again, like, how does one sustain that vision? Is, I guess, the next question. You know, a lot of times it comes from emotional intelligence, emotional literacy. That's one of the big factors in life when it comes to sustaining your vision span. I want you to think about it. A peaceful life is a life where there's clarity. Clarity comes from being able to manage things that will disrupt the mindset. You feel what I'm saying? And one of the main things that disrupts the mindset with an individual is clarity. Is emotions. And when I say emotions, I don't mean like suppressing your emotions. When I say to sustain your vision span, because emotions is really information. And God gave us emotions to inform us when something is or is not for us. You see what I'm saying? Emotions requires you to, it's basically telling you to change whatever you're doing or change in life or sustain what you're doing. You feel me? That's what emotions are. But emotional intelligence, you know what I'm saying? You got to be intelligent with that information. That's why I say emotional intelligence is key when you're trying to sustain your vision span. Because the one that can sustain their vision span in life is the one that is building for their future and is living a quality, peaceful life, no matter what obstacles in the way, Nothing will be able to knock them over. Nothing will be able to knock them off course because they have control of themselves. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I say emotional intelligence is a very key factor in sustaining. Another key factor I'll say is environment. Your environment is key. Your environment has the strength to really outweigh your DNA. I say that because when you look at the Bible, God says that every human is made in a splitting image of Him. You see what I'm saying? And that means that when we're walking around and living life, when we live life at our fullest height, our highest self, people should be able to see God in us. We don't have God in us literally, but when they look at us, they should be able to tell that, yo, God is working with this man, or God is working with this female, etc., etc. But when you're in an environment that you're stressed every day, when you're in an environment that causes traumatic situations, you feel what I'm saying? And it's hard to, first of all, it's hard to see in the future when you're so caught up in the stress. When your attention is stuck on a traumatic experience, and when you're going through complex PTSD. You see what I'm saying? So when you're going through these things that the environment is causing, you start living in a certain way. You start living out of emotions instead of letting their emotions inform you. When people live out of their emotions, they tend to live reactive instead of responsive to the stresses, to the traumatic events, to things of that nature. And that makes an individual live out of pain, out of hatred, out of learned helplessness. That's not the living image of God. You see what I'm saying? And that's all because you're in an environment that's not best suitable for who you are as a person, what your vision is, and things of that nature. Your environment does that to people. Just think about it. When you go to a park, like I am right now, you feel me? Birds chirping, grass and Mother Nature. Life feels peaceful, It's a beautiful scenery. When you're in these type of environments, life slows down. You're able to think. You're able to breathe. You're able to reflect, plan, clear. Those type of environments is best for a person with a vision span. You see what I'm saying? Stress really shrinks your vision span. It kills your vision. You know what I'm saying? Life expectancy is dependent on the food you eat, if you exercise, your mental health, things of that nature. You feel me? That's the same with your vision expectancy. You feel me? The expectation rate of one that will be able to turn their vision into reality. You feel what I'm saying? It's all the same thing, but stress. One that can't handle stress acts out of emotions, and that all shrinks their vision span. Emotional intelligence is key. Environment is key. You get what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, y'all. That's just something that's been on my mind. Y'all stay tuned, man.